All right, it's that time again, time for another Sunday video. And today we're gonna make a do-it-yourself road flare. Let's get to it. Let's go ahead and kick this off with two huge disclaimers. First off, all the ingredients you see here can be purchased on Amazon and eBay. No problem with that. Second, everything you see being mixed together has no risk of explosion. You're gonna get smoke and colored flame, and that's the entire point of a signal flare. Now, just like our smoke videos, we're gonna mix them up, we're gonna test them out, and then we're gonna go out there and do it for real. So on that note, let's go ahead and run through the ingredients list and get her done. Now, before we get too far down the trail, we have 100 Corporals Corner stainless steel cowboy skillets dropping to my website as we speak, corporalscorner.com, and that link is located in my video description box. Check this out. The eggs slide right off this bad boy. And along with those stainless steel cowboy skillets, don't forget to grab a skillet bag and patch made by Campcraft Outdoors. And whoa, check this out. This is the Bushcraft rucksack made by Campcraft Outdoors as well. It's wax canvas. It can be used independently or attached to an Alice pack. The best part is, those that were saving money to get one, I'm gonna go ahead and slash the prices. Right now, you're gonna get a discounted rate if you go to my website right now and check them out. They're limited quantities, grab them while you can. corporalscorner.com. These are simple fireworks tubes that can be purchased on Amazon or eBay with plastic caps that simply go in just like that. Get 2, 3, 4, 5 of these. They come in a pack of like 12, anywhere from 2 inches all the way up to a foot. And you need some type of tapping rod. So once the mixture is placed inside, we can simply compact it. One thing with those tubes, you can get them 2-inch round if you want to by 24 inches long. You can make these things as big or as small as you want. I just grabbed those 6-inch ones right there. They're 1-inch diameter by 6-inch length because I don't want to waste this material. I want to make sure that everything works. And then once it does, we can start making like foot-long ones, 18-inch ones, et cetera, et cetera. Now, someone's going to say this, so I'll address it. Well, I can just go out and buy flares. Right, you can go out and buy a pack of 6, 10, 24. You could buy a box of 36, a box of 50. Do what you think is best. I'm just of the mindset that if I have most of these chemicals anyways for making my own gunpowder and fireworks and things like that, why not just add that to the kit that I already have and start producing my own stuff? No, I'm not going to be selling these, but why not make my own and I can just take them with me whenever I want? Or oh, I forgot my flares, they're in the basement, or I just ran out, I got to order some more, or I got to drive to this store to pick them up. Because most stores where I live at don't carry flares. I actually have to go to an AutoZone to find flares. So why go through all that when I can experiment with these mixtures and get the burn time to where I want it and go from there? And in an emergency, I can pop some smoke, I can wave a flare around. So, there's also that, gratification that you did it on your own. Do it yourself. And there's our wood powder or wood sawdust. And we're looking at 10 grams of that, somewhere in there. There we go. At this point right here, grab a stick or a spoon and thoroughly mix that formula. That's all you got to do. Just stir it up, give it a nice uniform consistency, and you're good to go. Gonna test this out right here. Let's see what we got. Now keep in mind, this is loose, it's not compacted. So the burn rate's gonna be a little bit different, but I'm concerned with two things. One, it ignites, and two, we get that nice red color. Let's go ahead and talk about lighting that flare. There's several ways you can do it. You could just leave it like it is and take an actual Bic lighter and hit it. You can go ahead and put a small hole in the bottom, and I've seen people run fuses out like a firecracker. You put a fuse at the top. You can put matches at the top. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get these storm-proof matches. These are the Walmart knockoff of the Yuko matches, and they claim 15 seconds, but it's like 3. But they burn extremely hot. And I'm gonna try to get several of these and shove them down towards the top, good maybe 1 inch or so. I'll cut it off here and shove them down inside there. Once they ignite, it should go down inside that powder and light that powder up. But I'll show you right now. Wow. And the hope is, once it gets to about that point right there, 2 or 3 of these shoved in the top of that tube, hopefully will be hot enough to light that powder up. And it's working. The last inch or so here is going to be loose, but what I'll do is I'll find a rod and I'll try and tap it down in there. And there you go, a 6-inch do-it-yourself signal flare, complete with a striking surface. All we gotta do is pull this top off, strike it, set it down somewhere, or wave it around, get that contrast and movement, and hopefully you'll be seen. Now, this can be so much more. This right here, this design was as basic as it's gonna get. I could tape that lid on there to guarantee it's gonna be waterproof. We could put plastic over top, like a sheet of plastic over top of the striking area and tape that on. We could toss these into Ziploc bags and so on and so forth. And it's gonna be there when I need it. Now, as long as that mix is not compromised with water, yes, flares burn in water, but like I mentioned before, they use binders. There's no binder in here. We just, hand powered, just cranked it and compacted it down inside there. If you do this yourself, do it the same way, it should work. If not, look into binders. There's probably a dozen of them on the market, natural and artificial. I chose to just compact the powder because it's simplest, the easiest, and we can get it done. I'm gonna make a few more of these, and then tonight, we're gonna test her out. Check that out. And she's still going. So once it goes and it burns into the cardboard, all you gotta do here is take your finger or stick, I got gloves on, and just remove that cardboard, and she's still going. Now, I'm happy with this burn time. We're several minutes in right now. I'll go back and look at the actual camcorder and actually see the time frame on that. Look at that. We're a little bit more than half right now. Yeah, I'm happy with this. When it's all said and done, I have exactly one left. So I'll toss this in my pack and hopefully to be there when I need it. With that said, I'm actually impressed. We could look something up and actually get the ingredients we needed off Amazon and eBay. And that was a challenge for me. I wanted to see if that was actually possible. And it's like you can't buy gunpowder on Amazon, but you can buy sulfur, you can buy charcoal, and you can actually get, the potassium nitrate on there as well. So, how you go about doing that, that's on you. Be safe, be smart, and research everything first and just do it where it's ventilated. We got fans in here, one's right behind me. And just, wear your safety glasses, mask, etc. Most importantly, you're going to learn something. And that's the important thing. Now I know I can make road flares that, the sky's the limit. I can make them this big around and this long if I choose to. And, toss that thing in the trunk of my car. It smells the same, it looks the same, it burns the same. But I did it myself. And that's where I want to take my channel. We've got the van build going. We'll talk about that here in a minute. That's currently going to be out of the shop on Monday. We got it back and we were looking at it and I noticed there was some glistening oil and I thought maybe they had just spilled some off, and that happens during the oil change. But come to find out it was one of the gaskets on the bottom where the pan bolts up. And I got looking at it and there was a lump in it. It wasn't like it was just seeping. There was a lump. There was something in there. So whoever did it before, the previous two owners did something to it. So we took it in. They pulled the pan off. They cleaned it. They said, yeah, there was some obstruction in there. They didn't tell me what it was. And they cleaned it off and it should be good Monday. Once we have that back, we're going to do van builds here and there. Now, I'm going to say this. I'm no longer going to announce I'm going to do a series on this. In my mind, when I hear a series, it means I'm going to do this 1 or 2 weeks. I'm going to pull away from it. We're going to come back in a couple weeks, a month. But a lot of people translate that as he's doing a series. He's just going to do a van. I'm not going to watch for 2 weeks. I'm not going to watch for a month. Well, then you're missing other videos that are in there. So when I say we're going to do a van build, or we're going to do, an apocalyptic road flare, or these are just random videos that are going to pop up. We might do a van build, pull away from it for 3 weeks. I might work on it on my own. Throw Instagram reels up there and say, hey, I did this, this, and this. Go back to our overnighters. I have all the materials. I have everything I need for those. And so those are going to be starting here shortly. In between that, we're going to do van builds. Once we get the bed made, we're going to go ahead and take the van out for test run. We're going to find lakes, creeks, streams, etc., camping areas, go on adventures, go do stuff. The chapter of doing what I was doing is over. It ended a while ago. I announced that last year. And I said, starting this year, we're going to do something totally different. So if you want to be along for the ride, I appreciate it. Now, with that said, just like today's video, I'm going to do things that other YouTubers are not doing. It's easy to sit and talk a big game. Actually going out, researching, and doing things that other people are not, that's a whole nother ballpark. And to my knowledge, there's not one bushcraft survival instructor YouTuber that sat here and made smoke signals or do-it-yourself flares. And that's just the tip of the iceberg of what we have coming up. Bottom line, I have a lot of things in store from now to the end of the year. We also have 5 items that are going to be dropping between now and the end of the year. And half of them are going to be made in my shop, half are going to be outsourced. When the time comes, I'll announce those. Don't forget, we have the 100 Corporals Corner stainless steel cowboy skillets dropping to my website as we speak. That's corporalscorner.com. Once again, corporalscorner.com, and that link is located in my video description box. Now, let's go ahead and get out of here. With that, all the gear in my videos can be found in one spot, my website, corporalscorner.com. Now, please do me that favor. Hit that like and subscribe button, then ring that notification bell. Once you ring that bell, please select all notifications. And as always, thank you for your comments, views, and support. Thanks for watching. Get out in the field, have some fun. I'm going to catch you next time.